I'm sure many of you will recall Disney's Galactic Starcruiser Hotel and how it's basically considered a failure as it closed barely after I think it ran for 18 months and then closed down. While that is old news that it has shut down, what has happened recently is there's a travel blogger named Jenny Nicholson who had gone on the Galactic Starcruiser, had a lot of footage of it, and before she was able to get a video out about it, it had closed down. So she then decided to do a 4 hour long video basically breaking down her experience and what went wrong on this hotel. And because of that video on YouTube, Disney seemingly has retaliated against her. So we're going to talk about that real quick. But hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. So let's get right into this. So just a little bit more backstory in this. So she did this video and basically broke down in the video her experience on it, everything that went wrong on it. It was really in depth. It's a very good video. I suggest you go check it out. Again, it is 4 hours long, but it's almost you can almost teach a class on the breakdown of this and kind of what went wrong with it. So unsurprisingly, Disney, I'm sure, was not happy with this video being out there. But it's on YouTube, so you'd think, what can they really do? Well, Jenny Nicholson had a Twitter post here a couple of days ago and outlines what seems to be Disney retaliating against her. So she says, YouTubing is such an impossible job for people who rely on the AdSense every single month. Because Disney tried and failed to copyright claim the Star Wars hotel video I did. I just have no idea how much money it's made or when I'll get it. She says, in my experience, is usually 2 to 3 months. Now, the reason that she's unsure of how much she made is on YouTube, whenever somebody claims that there's a copyright claim, you don't see the AdSense revenue. So she doesn't even really know how much the video made because Disney did this copyright claim on it. She goes, I basically just expect it to happen to all my videos at this point, and I have a Patreon, so it's no big deal. I will get it eventually, but I don't know. It's such a rough system for newer or smaller channels. Very true. She goes on to say, for people asking follow-up questions, when you dispute a claim, the money sometimes goes into escrow, and other times the video is demonetized completely till the claim is settled. Money isn't in escrow, doesn't show on analytics, so you win. If you win, you just get mystery dollars at a mystery time. Most companies file claims with an automated system, and almost none of them are read your appeal and manually release it when you're in the right. They just make you wait 30 days to run out the clock until the dispute expires on its own, which is rotten in my mind. So there's nothing in her video that, I mean, this is a lot of her was like first person perspective. There's nothing in this video that is nothing like in the videos that came out from other, vloggers and other people on YouTube that were talking about how great this was. This really just comes down to, I don't think Disney liked this being out there. And instead of looking at this video and maybe learning from it, which I actually would suggest that they watch it and they could get a lot of, feedback and information from this video. But instead they went down this road, which I just want to remind everybody, this is not the first time Disney has retaliated against people criticizing them. So way back in 2017, there was a controversy over Disney blacklisting the LA Times. Now, we're not going to go into this whole article here, but this is around the time when Thor Ragnarok came out, and then you had The Last Jedi, which we're not even going to talk about The Last Jedi. But basically, the LA Times had put out a note to readers that had said that it could not review Thor Ragnarok prior to the film's release, nor included in The Last Jedi in its annual entertainment holiday preview. And they said the reason that the note said is that Disney, which owns both Marvel and Lucasfilm, had barred LA Times critics from attending advanced press screenings of both movies. It says, and in fact, any Disney movies in response to, quote, unfair coverage. So the LA Times writer Glenn Whipp explained on Twitter, the unfair coverage in question was a scathing two-part series published in late September of that year that investigated Disney's fraught business ties in Anaheim, California, home of the company's Disneyland theme park. Disney's displeasure with the LA Times reporting of this story took the form of a statement essentially blacklisting the entire paper from interviews and screenings related to any of its many properties until the paper, quote, adheres to balanced reporting in the future. And then it goes on to say 4 days after Disney issued the ban and barely 6 hours after several critics groups banded together to condemn it, the company announced that it would lift its restrictions after having, quote, productive discussions with the newly installed leadership at the Los Angeles Times regarding our specific concerns. Neither Disney nor CEO Bob Iger explained why or how the LA Times Anaheim report was, quote, biased and inaccurate. As the company now claims, even after lifting the ban, Disney still has not publicly said or asked for a retraction of the Anaheim story, nor issued any corrections on the content of the report itself. The company's first statement merely cited that the LA Times report was a hit piece and appeared to just stop short of calling the LA Times fake news here. So I just want to bring this up to say this would not be the first time that Disney has done this, sort of flexing their muscle here. And I just think so. I just want to point out this is not the first time Disney has done this. Now, doing it to a newspaper, I think, is different than doing it to a vlogger or just somebody on YouTube covering something, which honestly, as somebody, I try and call balls and strikes. I will say, when I think something's good, when I think something's bad, as somebody who's critical of Disney at times, it's one of those things you worry about. I was like, I don't think now my channel is nowhere near the size of many of these out here, perhaps saying things, but it's something that's in the back of your mind, which unfortunately there's a track record there that is the case. It could happen. But I think Disney in this specific instance would do really well to watch this video. I think it has a lot of really good information. She comes from it, not from a Disney perspective, from just somebody that she's into this type of LARPing activity. I think it would be a great insight into just getting feedback, almost like watching game tape to see what happened, what went wrong, and learning from it. But instead, they seemingly did this, probably knowing they weren't going to win it, and just basically to just jab at her, it would seem, or just show that they're not happy with this video out there. But all in all, I just want to bring that up as I thought that was something that was unfortunate to happen to her. And again, go watch this video if you're interested. It's a really good video. It's long, so just watch it in spurts or have it on the background. But and we'll link to it in the description of the video here. But yeah, I think it's a great video to check out. And the whole reason the Star Cruiser didn't work is a completely separate discussion, but she does a really good job of breaking it down. But that's going to do it for this video here today. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of Universal, Disney World, pop culture coverage over here. And let us know in the comments what you think about this. Does this surprise you? Or, what are your overall thoughts? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.